Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Mental Health Awareness Initiative. And today we have a lovely guest from Kuwait, Mrs. Iram Chaudhary. She is a doctorate in clinical psychology. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss Hina. Thanks a lot for inviting me on this platform.
It's a great pleasure to have you. And if you could just introduce yourself to our listeners.
Sure. Myself, Iram, and I am working as a special need teacher, and I'm trying to help these children to make a future for themselves. So I'm passionate about my work, and I'm trying to help these children so that they can live a better life.
That is really very nice. And I'm sure you'll be doing a wonderful job. But Iram, just tell me, during this pandemic, how are the kids dealing with the mental health aspect? Since you are doing with the special needs children, how are the families dealing with it?
Really, this pandemic is very difficult and tough time for all of us, whether normal or special kids, and for parents also, and especially the parents of special children. And I can say that among the parents of special need, the children mental health is really a very, very important part of their life, since they have to cater to such challenging behavior. And you know, Hina, of course, it is not an easy job until and unless you have good mental health. And
I'm sure.
yes, and as a parent, if the parent has a positive mind, you can say that positive mindset and a healthy mental status, then only they can bring drastic changes in the life of a child. So you have to keep your mental health good. Otherwise, it is very difficult to deal with them. So many people think they are thinking that it's really impossible, but I can say that understanding is the first step to acceptance, and only with acceptance there can be recovery. So the first step is to accept, and this is very important. If you will not accept that the child is a special child, then you cannot understand what the problems they are facing. So the first step is acceptance.
Okay, before we move ahead and you share more about how this is to be accepted or what is the importance, I would like to know how are they different from a normal child?
These special children are categorized in different ways. We have autism, autistic children, we have mentally retarded, we have Down syndromes, and in this also we have three levels: the high function, the moderate, and a very low. So we are dealing in these three areas in a different way. Those who are high function and a verbal, another thing is verbal and non-verbal also. So some kids, they are verbal, they can express, and high function. But some kids, they are high function but non-verbal. So we are dealing in that way. We are providing the situations, or we are creating the environment so that they can express what they want. For example,
Okay,
we are giving them life skills trainings, we are giving them vocational trainings, so that they will not depend on others for small things.
that is very good because it is very frustrating if, for us also, if we are not able to do things ourselves. So
Yes.
imagine the the stress part, or let's say the challenge that these children go through.
Yes, they become aggressive. If, for example, if they want to drink water but they cannot express, if they cannot express, they show tantrums, they show different kind of behaviors. So it is very important for a teacher to understand that what exactly the child need and how we can mold their behavior, how we can teach them to express their needs. So this is basically our job. So we are giving trainings to them so that they can express and to make them calm down and to go in a right direction, so that they can at least they can live a good life.
That's wonderful. And we can move ahead. You were talking about the acceptance part, the understanding, and then how it moves ahead to acceptance.
Acceptance is because, you know, Hina, many parents, because I am working in this field and I come across the situation many times that many parents, they don't want to accept that their child is a special child. So this is a very big problem. So we are saying that first you have to accept, and don't feel bad that you are a parent of a special child. Don't feel embarrassed. Just look at the strong part or the strength of the child to work in that direction. And as today's topic is mental health, so this requires a good mental health. Until and unless you are not positive, you cannot divert the behavior from negative to positive of your child. And a very good example I can give is that I think people know about the story of Mark Specs, who is an autistic child, but we cannot think that he's autistic and he cannot do anything. Don't be fooled by that, because he is also currently fastest record average Rubik Cubes champion. And some autistic children, they have written the book also. So it's not that a special child cannot do anything. So I request the parents, don't feel embarrassed having a special child. Try to accept this and move ahead. Try to see the strength of the child and work out on that, so that you can help your child.
That's so true. Because even in my understanding, like I have seen people, um, they don't accept and therefore they hide, and therefore the delay happens, wherein the proper guidance could be given from the early stage.
Yes, early intervention is there. I know there is no cure, I can say, but early intervention is there. If you accept and bring your child in early days, it will really help out.
True. So, how do parents identify if they have a special child? What age? Is there anything like age thing wherein that gives some
Uh,
clue?
you know, for Down syndrome, we can have tests, and through physical appearance also, Down syndrome child parents can understand that my child is a Down syndrome, because this is the disease through chromosomes, because of chromosomes. But
Mm-hmm.
but autism, there is no test where you can detect at early stage that my child is autistic. But there are some clues, or there is some kind of behavior which I think parents should pay more attention. For example, some children, they don't want to talk, they don't want to socialize, they are sitting just in a corner of a house or a room, and they are not you can say that connected to their brother and sister, or they don't like noise. If you are playing music, they put hands on their ears. So some unkind of unusual kind of behaviors are there. So parents should not ignore these things. They should take care of this and monitor. If they see any sign, any one or two signs also, they should keep an eye, observe more, and if they found more things are there, please consult the psychologist or the psychiatrist, so that they can help, they can make the test and give the clear picture of the child.
Okay. So that is really helpful that you have shared, Dr. Ram, because this will tell the listeners, yes, they don't need to ignore anything which is not befitting their age, and take a call upon it as early as possible. Because, as
Yes,
you had rightly said, early
yes,
intervention will help the child to cope better.
yes. Early intervention is very important, and we can make these child independent. And I have in my school where presently I'm working, I have the students who were studying here, and now after the training, after the vocational training and life skills training, these students are working in the same school in copy centers. They are doing the copying and they are distributing papers in the school, giving memos to different classes, and they are independent. They are not dependent on anyone, and they are taking their salaries. So they are very positive, and their mental health is very good. They are not thinking themselves that they are different from the normal kids. And we have to think that we don't consider them disabled, rather they are differently abled. So we should not use the term disabled kids. So they are differently abled, of course. They are different from others. They have the things which normal kids don't have. So
This
parents,
is really an eye opener because people do hide, and even in the marketplace, or let's say a restaurant wherein we come across, as you have rightly said, differently abled children with their parents, the acceptance is still not there. Do you feel that way?
yes, yes, you are right. That's why I put more stress on this word, that acceptance is necessary. Acceptance is the first step. So I even when I'm going out in a mall or in market or supermarket, I saw many people how they react when they see any special child there. So this should not be. So even though most people nowadays respect and empathize for special needs children, there are still many people around, you know, that who is still considered as a taboo. So we should not that. We must understand that by doing this, we are not helping them, but rather I'm using ourselves at the exposure of their well-being. So we need to understand that it matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be. That is more important. So this is not in one's hand who can make that this child like this or another child like that. So it's not like that. So it doesn't matter. What matter is how they grow, how they
That's a
develop.
that's a beautiful thought that you have shared. Yes, it matters as to how we grow and develop and be independent, and we as a society need to accept each other the way they are. That is true.
Yes.
Anything else that you would like to share wherein you are working with such um, special kids, differently abled kids?
Um, yes, I can share that when, because some people they, because as you know that this field is really very challenging. So everyone cannot jump into this field and go and work. It's really difficult. It's challenging, rather I will use the word instead of difficult. It's challenging. So from your inside, you have that potential, or I can say that obsession to work with these kids. So until and unless you don't have that, you cannot work. You will take stress. So try, if you want to do and come in this field, you should come with the positive energy, with a good mental health. Then only you will help. And you really, at the end of the day, when you see a smile on the face of these kids, you feel that I have done something today really good for them.
That's so encouraging, to see people like you working so hard and selflessly to make or bring a smile in their life. That's wonderful. And since the last year, have you personally experienced anything which was challenging for you, and how did you cope?
This pandemic is really a tough time for all, not for me only, but during this pandemic, especially at the time of lockdown, when we are not able to travel also, as uh, we are working whole year here, and then for 1 month or 2 months we go to our country, relax, meet everyone. So last year it was really difficult, and now also very difficult. And I was so, you can say that, frustrated, or my anger burst was come out, and aggressive, and more frustrated day by day. But when I go out in last August, and I resume my job, in the beginning I feel that okay, now I am free, and I went out, I can do slowly, yeah, everything I can do there, and I'm free. But slowly, when I talk to the people outside, and when they share their experiences, and they told us uh, what they faced during the pandemic, during the lockdown, I realized that my problems were not really problems, and that there were people who were in conditions for worse than mine. So I understood that my problems were only problem because of my negative mindset and disturbed mental health. But as I started going, and got connected and communicated with another people, and I make my mental health strong, and which helped me to look at the situation in a more positive way. And it also felt that felt more comfortable to help those people who are in distress, who are in problem, who cannot help themselves to come out in this pandemic with their problems. So I'm trying to help out those people, and really it gave me positive energy, and you can say a good mental health.
I'm sure that your students would be missing you, and seeing you there again to interact with you would have been a real lifesaver for them.
Yes, when they come back after a long holiday, and you won't imagine, Hina, when they see us, they hugged us, and and a smile. I will not forget that. That smile. That after almost a year, they come back to school. It
So
really gives,
important.
that smile gives us positive energy, I can say.
That's really wonderful because, see, this topic is not touched by many people. Like during this awareness throughout the month that I have been interacting, special need children and somebody who's working with them, it's like I'm really grateful to you to accept the invitation on a very short notice also. I really appreciate that and that you could take out time to share that and to normalize some, about this topic, that it is okay, we need to accept, we need to have a good mental health ourselves so that we can shell out, the positive energy and be there for everyone around. That's really nice.
Thanks a lot.
Uh,
I will appreciate you. I will say thanks that you invited me on this platform, and I discuss uh, a few things with you. I hope this.
Really, definitely, it will be helpful for all the listeners next time they come across such children or parents who are struggling with, sometimes to make their children calmer in
Mhm.
in a mall or somewhere, they will be more empathetic.
I hope so. They should be. They should be. They should come out with some help, a helping hand to these parents.
I'm sure they will now. After listening to you, I'm sure they will. So before we wind up, any last thing that you would like to tell to our listeners?
This is the only thing, Hina, that I talked about in this. That first thing is that, as you said, that anywhere if they see any special child, don't don't make them feel disrespect, or they are useless for the society. Please be empathetic with them, empathize them, help them, make their parents feel that they have a differently able child rather than a disabled child.
Okay, that is really nice. And I'm sure all the listeners will be eager to be there for such parents, as you have said, to respect and to give them that warmth that they are a part of the society.
Yes, they are a part
Uh,
of a society.
Thank you so much, Dr. Iram, for your time. And it's really a pleasure to know the inside story of how the work the psychologists like you are passionate about your work and how you work so hard to bring that smile on their face. It's really nice and keep up the good work. Thank you on behalf of our listeners and myself to you for your great work.
Thanks a lot, Hina. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
With that positive note and creating that empathy in our hearts, I end the episode for the day. Hope to see you tomorrow with another episode. Till then, be safe. Bye.